Alright, so, round two. Tell my opponent hello, good luck. Our hand is okay. I'm going to keep it. We're on the draw. If I draw another land, it'll be okay. A blue deck. Could be the mirror. Gut shot. Well, if it is the mirror, we're okay. I'm going to pay 2 life, and I'm just going to look at his hand. Oh, crap. We're going to be here a while. Alright, so he is the Teachings deck. Looks like he has it all. So, alright. Got 2 Think Twice, Not Going to Decay. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and play a Delver. And we're just going to pass turn. Now, so far we've faced a really bad matchup. I spoke to my opponent a little bit after, and he said that he believes that Mono Black is fairly favored against this deck, mostly because of the Edict effects, but he's not so sure because he hasn't played a lot. And we will flip that Dispel. And my opponent is going to kill it now. Yeah! My opponent did correctly wait, and is going to Echoing Decay it now. So my opponent now does know I have a Dispel. We are going to Ponder, though, to try to hit a second land. Because if we don't, we're dead. Alright, I'll take the Evolving Wilds. Oh, I hit yes by accident, didn't I? Oh well. That was an accident. I hit yes. Sorry. Damn me, my misclicks. My eyes are killing me. Okay. So, would have hit Evolving Wilds, would have had a guaranteed second land. And now we don't. Yeah, that misclick might cost me. Not that I mean, we would have 2 islands right now to be able to gush. Yeah. Oh, Mana Leak. Alright. Nope. I don't particularly like playing Mana Leak in Pauper, but people play it. Don't get me wrong, Mana Leak's a good card. I just I've been playing around with Teachings, but I've been playing Remove Soul instead. That's just personally what I like, because you're mostly caring about creatures anyway. But Mana Leak is a perfectly fine card. Jeez. Alright. So last match we drew all the land, now we're drawing none of the land. Don't alright. Don't get fooled. Um this deck uh this deck does play only 17 lands, but you really should not need more than that. Sometimes you get mana screwed, sometimes you don't. It's like the Affinity deck. Alright, I'm going to Ponder again, see if my opponent lets it resolve. This match might take a while. Another island. Well, I think I'll keep because I have 2 gushes. But I'm not going to cast the gush now. I'm going to cast it next turn when I can leave up Dispel and replay my lands. This match, I will tell you, I don't think is particularly very good. They have Chainer's Edict, just a load of removal and counter spells. Really, their only win condition sometimes is either 2 or 3 Gurmag Anglers or Curse of the Bloody Tome. So it is really not a good matchup. This is like you're playing a creature-based combo deck. This is literally like the anti-creature deck. So so far we've run into 2 pretty bad matchups. The him gaining the life doesn't really matter because we could take somebody down theoretically from just so much if we needed to. Alright, so we're going to draw Gush. We'll go ahead and cast Gush now. See what my opponent has to say about it, if anything. Do they have a Dispel? No. Alright. Well, we'll go ahead and cast this for 2 life, since the life actually really does not matter, and if I draw a mountain, I want to be able to play mountain. Whispers of the Muse and Capsize and no land and just lands. But they do have 2 Think Twice. Okay, we'll do it again. Just trying to dig. And a Preordain. Okay, cast Preordain. Does Preordain resolve? Preordain does resolve. Mountain and Preordain. Alright, we can keep both. And well, play the Kiln Fiend. I think we'll. I'll play the Kiln Fiend. The reason why is like if my opponent does draw a removal spell, there's hold on. Anyway, the reason why to draw to uh, could probably just discard this Timber Battle Rage. I don't think we'll need more than one. Oh, we have to discard more. Actually, I think Bolt is. I know you guys are gonna think I'm crazy, but Bolt is, I think, is actually the worst card. Like the 3 damage is cool, but the fact that this is 0 mana is actually what matters more. So why did I cast this? I cast this because so far the only spell in his hand that he could do anything to it with is Capsize. It looks like we're getting kind of lucky here. My opponent actually didn't have anything. So I'm just gonna attack for 1, and then I'm gonna say go. And then next turn we can try to go for the win. If my opponent did not play the Radiant Fountain, they played the Swamp instead. So my opponent could have like a Mystical Teachings. If my opponent goes for Capsize here, I'll counter it. They did not. Just gonna say go. So the thing there was, you know, obviously if I had like 3 lands, that would be much easier. But okay, they're going for another Think Twice. That's fine. One card I've been thinking about playing in this deck, honestly, is I don't remember the name of the card, but it's 1 mana. I think give target creature, or just give a creature you control haste until end of turn, and you draw a card. I think that card's actually underlooked. So now, does my opponent have a counter spell and a removal spell? That is the question we need to ask ourselves. How do we play around both of them? Well, I don't think I can kill my opponent from 25. That would be 3 spells. That would be 11. That would be 22, 23. So I think here we'll just cast Preordain for now. I guess we could theoretically win with the Gush. Preordain. Alright, we'll take the Probe, though. I don't think we need the land. And I think here I'll just attack for 4 and let my opponent Whispers in the Muse. I'm going to try to just ride this as much as possible. Unless my opponent has a removal spell now, then that would actually kind of suck. Diabolic Edict. That's unfortunate. Well, I guess we kind of counter it. My opponent can either use Capsize now or use it later. Alright, they're choosing to use Capsize now. They Capsize back their land? Okay, I think my opponent just misclicked. Quite badly. Not complaining. Still not casting any more spells because I wouldn't kill my opponent. Actually, let's see. That would be 4, that'd be 6, 10, an extra 14 damage. That'd be 21. I don't think there's a point in that. That's too bad. I think if I had actually cast a Attaction Probe because my opponent misclicked, I would have won the game. Did my opponent say anything? Yeah, I think they misclicked. Happens. I've done that plenty of times on the new Moto. So now the problem here is my opponent still has Capsize in their hand. Alright, we'll go ahead and play Probe and pay 2. My opponent has nothing. So my opponent's actually gotten very unlucky. This is not what's supposed to happen. So we can Gush and try to hit the other Dispel or an Apostle's Blessing. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Just try to end the game now. Unless my opponent does it in response, then I can just recast my Kiln Fiend. We drew another Nivik Cyclops. Great. So I guess we'll just go ahead and cast the Nivik Cyclops. And we'll go ahead and attack for 7. Sorry for the sirens outside. And attack for 7. Damn you, Capsize, for being such a powerful magic card. Capsize OP. Really? My opponent targeted the Cyclops? Was that also a misclick? I guess they just want to make me discard 2 cards? I mean... So I can hit my opponent for down to 19, him for another 11? That doesn't seem very good to me. Nope, just hit him down to 13, discard Evolving Walls and the Island. The reason why is I want all my lands to come into play untapped, so... That's too bad. I think my opponent drew that. I don't think my opponent had an untapped, a come into play tap land in their hand except for the mere Aqueduct. Not casting the Preordained, that's interesting. Another Bolt. Unfortunately, Bolt doesn't do anything, so we'll just go ahead and attack for 1 and then play our Cyclops, I suppose. Just playing the waiting game. Just waiting to draw an Apostle's Blessing or the other Dispel. After board, this match gets a little better because you have Pyroblast and the extra Dispel. But again, they also have extra removal and counters against you, so it's not exactly good for you. Oh, need your counterspell. Okay. Unfortunate. That's why they didn't cast the... Well, no, they can cast Preordain. I'm dumb. Alright, another dismal backwater. Kind of like Bad Water from TF2. I love that game. So many Timber Battle Rages and just such little time. This would be so much easier if I just had a second red. So maybe I shouldn't have discarded the Evolving Wilds. I probably should not have discarded the Evolving Wilds, I guess. But, no, because I guess the... Oh, wow, another counterspell. Well, now we have a problem, because now he can just capsize this Kiln Fiend all day. And that's not good. Oh, he drew... No, he didn't draw Teachings. Oh, he can Whispers in the Muse. Alright. Alright, my opponent casts Whispers in the Muse. I hope they tap out for no good reason. So that I can actually just win the game. But I don't think that's how that works. On the bright side, if I get my opponent to 7, I win. But, yeah. Oh, Gurg my Angler. Alright. Need an Apostle's Blessing, man. Need that blessing. Or that Dispel. Whichever one comes first up, I don't care. Come on. Alright, Preordain. Alright, we got it. We got it. Come on, baby. Oh, Dispel. Dispel. We might get there. Either way, we're going to have to go for it now, because the longer the game goes, the more it does not favor me. Attack for 4. Alright, I'm going to pay 2. And gut shot you. Will my opponent cast the Capsize? My opponent could also block, but I plan on Timber Battle Raging anyway. My opponent's tapping very, very slowly to make sure that it works. Dispel? Is this good? I sure hope it is. I really wish that, like, you know, one of these was an Apostle's Blessing right now. Oh, is it going? I think it's going through. Okay. Uh, let my opponent take 10 and bolt you? I mean, if they had a counterspell, they would have just counterspelled there, so. Alright, we got there. I also didn't go with Timber Battle Rage because, yeah, I forgot. I feel like there was a reason, I just probably wasn't a very good one. Alright, so the extra Dispel and the Pyroblasts are good. I also like the Stormbound guys. I'm not a big fan of the Delvers in this matchup, especially on the draw. I feel like just trying to go a complete combo deck is better, but also I feel like Stormbound Geist is better because it survives against whatchamacallit, uh for the life of me I can't remember. I don't know, something. But we're gonna keep it this way. I took out the Shadow Rifts because I think that they're actually kind of the weakest spell. This stops Echoing Decay and Disfigure, so if you know, I figure that's better. Ah. Um yeah. So of course. Uh I think we can keep this hand. I mean, it gets a Mountain, it has a Kiln Fiend. Bolt is still good because it deals, it's just a way to deal direct damage to my opponent. Maybe Delver's better than Lightning Bolt, but I'm not exactly sure. I could easily be wrong. I think I'm probably putting too much faith in my Bolt, and I think my opponent just skipped their first turn. I don't think my opponent is playing very optimally tonight. Yeah. So, I guess we'll just go ahead and look at my opponent's hand. My opponent has Disfigure. Well, my opponent has it all. So it's not like my opponent's in rough shape. Let's just go ahead and do this now, just because. If my opponent only had Disfigure, I can understand my opponent being in rough shape, but it's not like my opponent's in very rough shape. My opponent had a Teachings, a Counterspell, a Disfigure, some other stuff. Alright. Kiln Fiend number 1, go! My opponent would be in rough shape if my Kiln Fiend lands next turn and my opponent can't do anything about it. That would certainly be something. Disfigure main phase. I respect that. I respect it. Okay. We'll just go Kiln Fiend again. Oh, I guess my opponent couldn't counterspell because they don't have double blue. We're not going to gush now, so I'm just going to F6. There's really no point. I guess I could hold up Hydro Blast, sure, or Dispel. Whatever. Okay, so my opponent is only on 2 lands. Here's your Apostle's Blessing. Okay, we're gonna need more blue, so let's go ahead and attack first. That was actually bad because if I draw anything, that wasn't really gonna work out. I'm just gonna hit for 1 this turn and pass. The reason for that is I want to be able to gush next turn and still play on an island to gush twice to get some extra oomph out of it. The more I think about it, also like going for it this turn, it would have been okay. Okay, now this is way better. Actually, now I look like a genius because now I know my opponent does not have another Disfigure. So now we're just gonna go for it. Granted, I have gotten just luck beyond lucky out the wazoo this game. I'm not going to lie. I really won't. Alright, so we're going to go Preordain. Yeah. Into card we don't need, To an island. So go ahead and gush. 1, 2. And you see the power of Gush in this deck. Gush is just amazing. It's just a free spell. Holy crap. Alright. Uh, well. 7. Cast another Gush. Yeah, let's cast another Gush. I mean, I just want to deal as much damage as possible to my opponent while he's tapped out. Alright. Ponder. Doing it. Okay, so we win. Yeah, we win. Alright. So look at my opponent's hand, see they don't have anything, and then I will win the game. And if my opponent... Well, my opponent also kept 2 lands, so it's possible that I could have won anyway. But, you know. Alright, so my opponent doesn't have anything. That's already 16 damage. We'll just attack and probe them again to make it 19. And my opponent's probably going to give me the GGs. Alright, so we got the GGs. I'm not going to lie, if it wasn't for my opponent misclicking and me getting super lucky, I would not have won. So take that for what you will. I have no problem admitting that. It's perfectly true. So I'll see you for round number 3. Stay tuned.